Imagine a massive cargo plane, a vital link in the global supply chain, suddenly skidding off a runway and crashing into the sea, resulting in the tragic loss of 2 lives. This shocking incident at Hong Kong's bustling airport isn't just a mechanical failure. It's a wake-up call about the hidden risks in aviation that keep us all on edge. But here's where it gets intriguing. What if the plane's path wasn't as random as it seems? Stick around as we dive into the live updates piece by piece to uncover the details that might surprise you. 1. Mapping the aircraft's unexpected journey, published at 4:23 BST. Drawing on data from flight radar, our BBC visual journalism team has created a map illustrating the cargo plane's trajectory right before it plunged into the sea. For beginners, think of this as a digital breadcrumb trail showing how the plane deviated from its intended path. It's like using GPS to retrace a wrong turn, helping experts pinpoint what went awry. 2. Hong Kong Transport Bureau offers sympathies to affected families, published at 4:11 BST. Hong Kong's Transport and Logistics Bureau, TLB, has voiced its profound concern regarding the event. The TLB is deeply saddened by the deaths of 2 ground staff members and extends our heartfelt condolences to their loved ones, the Bureau stated. Officials will launch a thorough investigation into the cause and prioritize the ongoing safety of all airport activities, the statement added. 3. Incident occurs during peak airport activity, published at 3:51 BST. Martin Yip, BBC News Chinese. In Hong Kong, the accident unfolded at 3:50 local time, 1950 GMT, as reported by the Hong Kong government. This early morning slot is typically a high-traffic period for cargo flights at the airport. Hong Kong International Airport topped the charts as the world's busiest air cargo hub in 2024, handling an impressive 429,000 tons of cargo in September alone, a 5.6% increase from the previous year. Aviation has served as a crucial international gateway for the city ever since its British colonial days, and authorities recently celebrated the 100th anniversary of Hong Kong's airport history. To put that in perspective, imagine how this hub connects global economies, like delivering fresh produce from farms to markets halfway around the world. Yet, incidents like this highlight the delicate balance between efficiency and safety. 4. Essential insights from the briefing published at 03:42 BST. The press conference has concluded. Here's a breakdown of the key information shared. 2 airport security officers aged 30 and 41 lost their lives after their patrol vehicle was swept into the sea by the oncoming cargo plane. Upon touchdown, the aircraft veered off the runway, smashed through the perimeter fence, and struck the patrol car stationed outside the runway area. The plane split into 2 sections, and its 4 crew members managed to force open a door before being rescued from the water. No distress signals were transmitted by the plane during its landing approach. Investigators are currently working to retrieve the plane's black boxes or flight recorders from the sea. The runway was considered safe for operations at the moment of the incident. The north runway, site of the accident, remains shut down and will only resume service after a comprehensive safety evaluation. Overall airport operations remain unaffected, with the south and central runways still in full use. Airport representatives are collaborating with the airline to plan the removal of the plane's wreckage from the sea. Authorities won't dismiss the possibility of criminal probes into the matter. Stay tuned for further developments. 5. Aircraft wasn't meant to head toward the ocean, published at 03:40 BST. Image source. Reuters, addressing a reporter's query on whether the plane turned in an incorrect direction, explains. Typically, the plane isn't directed toward the sea, no matter how it maneuvers on the ground. The aircraft is always guided to follow a specific path. This route was entirely abnormal, he adds. describing the plane's final trajectory. 6. Airline team en route to Hong Kong for wreckage discussions published at 3:30 BST. When questioned about the next steps for extracting the plane's remains from the sea, Airport Operations Executive Director Stephen Yu responded, "We're coordinating with the airline and the aircraft's owner. They're rushing to get here as we speak. Once they arrive, we'll brainstorm the most efficient way to swiftly clear the wreckage." 7. Flight recorders still missing from the depths, published at 3:28 BST. A representative from Hong Kong's Air Accident Investigation Authority, AAIA, revealed that efforts are underway to locate the flight data recorder and cockpit voice recorder, the so-called black boxes, from the ocean floor. The pace of the investigation hinges on how quickly we recover those black boxes, the official noted. 8. No emergency signals emitted during landing, published at 03:25 BST. According to Yu, the aircraft did not broadcast any distress signals while approaching for landing. He emphasized that more details aren't available yet as the probe continues. 9. Patrol vehicle was positioned beyond airport barriers before impact, published at 03:22 BST. Officials clarified that the vehicle was parked at a secure distance from the runway. Prior to the collision, it was tasked with monitoring the airport's northern coastline and was situated outside the fences on a road beyond the runway, explained Airport Operations Executive Director Stephen Yu. It certainly didn't venture onto the runway, he affirmed. 10. Runway deemed operational at incident time per official, published at 3:20 BST. Image source, Reuters. Fielding questions from the press, Airport Operations Executive Director Stephen Yu confirmed the runway was in safe condition and fully compliant for operations at the time. The south and central runways are still open, so we anticipate no disruptions to today's flights, he added. The north runway, however, is closed and will only reopen following a safety review. 11. Rescue teams discover plane in two pieces, published at 3:15 BST. The Fire Services Department has provided an update. Their personnel reached the scene just 2 minutes after the 3:55 local time alert. They encountered the plane divided into two halves with one portion partially submerged. The 4 Emirates crew members had already pried open a door and were awaiting assistance. In response, 213 firefighters and paramedics were dispatched, supported by 45 vehicles and vessels. 12. Aircraft departs runway and strikes vehicle, per airport official, published at 03:12 BST. Airport Operations Executive Director Stephen Yu outlined the sequence of events in the fatal incident on the Hong Kong airport runway. The plane exited the runway after landing and burst through the fence, he described. Regrettably, an airport security patrol vehicle was in the area, and the plane collided with it, forcing the car into the sea. The 4 crew members aboard were promptly rescued. 13. Clear weather prevailed during the event. Official confirms, published at 03:09 BST. Stephen Yu Siu-chung, the Executive Director for Airport Operations, stated that conditions were suitable for flight operations during the incident. He also mentioned that the 2 deceased ground staff had 7 and 12 years of experience respectively. No additional flights have been impacted today, Yu assured. 14. Hong Kong airport officials commence briefing, published at 3:04 BST. Authorities at Hong Kong airport have begun their press conference on this morning's deadly cargo plane crash. We'll share updates here, and you can watch the live stream in the video player above. 15. No freight aboard during crash, Emirates confirms, published at 3:01 BST. Image source, Reuters. In a statement to the BBC, Emirates has verified that flight EK9788 experienced damage upon landing at Hong Kong airport. The crew is unharmed, and there was no cargo loaded, the statement read. It further noted that the Boeing 747 cargo jet was wet-leased from and operated by Act Airlines. For those new to the term, A wet lease is when one airline supplies everything, the plane, pilots, insurance, and more, to another for operations, like renting out a fully equipped vehicle with a driver included. 16. Details on the aircraft involved, published at 0244 BST. This Boeing 747-481 BDSF started life as a passenger plane, but was later converted for cargo duties. It's over 30 years old, having debuted in 1993. Per Airfleet's tracking data, throughout its history, it served various carriers, including Japan's All Nippon Airways, ANA, and Saudi Arabian Airlines, now Saudia. On Monday, it operated as Emirates SkyCargo Flight 9788, departing Dubai on Sunday and touching down at Hong Kong International Airport around 3:50 local time, 1950 GMT. Act Airlines maintains another Boeing 747 in their fleet, according to Flight Radar 24. 17. A seldom-seen fatal event at Hong Kong's airport, published at 0222 BST. Martin Yip, BBC Chinese, in Hong Kong. This marks the second fatal accident at the current Hong Kong International Airport since its relocation from Kai Tak to Chek Lap Kok in July 1998. In August 1999, a China Airlines passenger plane made a hard landing amid a typhoon, resulting in 3 deaths. The North Runway is a relatively recent addition to the airport's infrastructure. It's currently out of service, but the facility continues to function using its center and south runways, as per airport officials. And this is the part most people miss. With aviation evolving rapidly, how do we balance cutting-edge technology with the human element to prevent such tragedies? 18. Visuals, the striking aftermath of the runway skid, published at 0157 BST. We've received fresh images from Hong Kong International Airport depicting the extent of damage to the cargo plane. The fuselage appears to have snapped midway, with the front section propped against a seawall just beyond the runway. Police boats are visible on site. Image source, Reuters. Image source, Reuters. Image source, Reuters. 19. Fatalities reported as plane plunges into sea at Hong Kong Airport, published at 0150 BST. Image source, Reuters. A cargo aircraft has departed the runway at Hong Kong International Airport and ended up in the sea, claiming 2 lives, according to local reports. The Emirates flight EK9788, flown under the Aerotrans cargo banner, was inbound from Dubai at approximately 0350 local time, 1950 GMT, when it collided with a vehicle on the north runway. 2 airport ground workers were thrown into the water, per the Civil Aviation Department. Though rescued, they succumbed to their injuries in hospital, as cited by outlets like the public broadcaster RTHK and police sources. The airport authority plans a press conference at 10 o'clock local time, 02 GMT. We'll keep you informed with real-time updates. Don't go anywhere. But here's where it gets controversial. Could pilot error or mechanical failure be to blame? Or might there be something more systemic at play in how airports manage high-volume cargo operations? Some might argue that with airports like Hong Kong pushing for record-breaking throughput, we're sacrificing safety for efficiency. Do you agree? Or is this just an isolated glitch? And this is the part most people miss. The black boxes hold the key. But what if they reveal uncomfortable truths about maintenance or oversight? Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think investigations like this one will lead to real changes in aviation safety, or is it more about assigning blame? We'd love to hear your take.